What's up, my Pauper people? How you doing? I'm Miles.
I'm Bernie.
We are back with another episode of the Jalapeno Paupers podcast. We've got a good topic today. It's fun. It's combative, and we're going to talk about some of our top combat tricks. Before we jump into that, we want to just say thank you for all your support. Thanks for liking, subscribing. That helps a ton. If you want to support the show further, please consider joining our Patreon. It helps keep the show going. It helps us keep doing what we love and keep supplying great content to you, but you also get some awesome perks. We're going to show you the names of some of our patrons here, but we'll also talk about what you get. So you get gameplay and podcasts early. You'll get behind-the-scenes stuff. You'll get to vote on some of the stuff we play with, our commanders. You'll have some input there. If you're at the highest tier, you will get to play with us a few times a month or a few times a year, and you'll also get an altar.
Yep. I've started working on those. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully everybody likes them.
That's such a cool perk.
Yeah.
And we want to shout out our red pepper poppers right now.
Yes.
Take it away.
So huge thanks to our top contributors. We have Teresa and Tyler, Bill, a.k.a. Too Much Do, the Alpine Hound Master, Dax, Dosh and Dad, Halloween 29, and Lazgata. Thank you all so much. You are seriously so incredible and are helping so much.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Hey, also poppers, our exclusive limited edition playmat is up for pre-orders. So check that out in the link in the description. It's a really cool playmat design. It's limited run. We're going to get as much interest as we can, but we're not going to just print that one forever. So grab that when you can. It's really cool. Check it out. Check out the link.
Yep. Okay.
Let's get into the topic.
Let's do it. Why are we doing combat tricks? Why are these even good? These are kind of draft chaff, right?
Combat tricks?
Yeah.
I love combat tricks. You love combat tricks.
I do. I love them.
I know. You're
so fun.
You're a very tricksy little rabbit.
Yeah, combat tricks. I love it.
So, what is a combat trick? How would you define this? And maybe we'll get into this more as we go through the colors, but we're going to talk about our top 3 combat tricks in each color.
Yep.
And we'll kick it off there, but what is a combat trick?
So
how do you define it?
When I'm thinking of combat trick, what I look for in combat tricks are instant speed. I can't think of any that I would play that weren't instant speed, right?
Sure.
That kind of defeats the trick part of the whole thing, where they don't see it coming.
I've got one that doesn't say instant on it.
Or flash. But the goal that I want to achieve with a combat trick is save a creature of mine from dying in combat, overpower a blocker, or just surprise blow out damage to a player even.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
like push through extra damage.
Yeah. Something they're like, I won't block that. I can take that. And then you just
boom,
pump it up and make it not like it was a bad decision. You made your opponent make a bad decision.
Yes, that's the trick part.
Yeah. So
how? Okay. What's the difference between that and that's that last part? That and a pump spell.
So I think speed is the thing that separates it. Like sorcery speed pumps, I wouldn't consider combat tricks because your opponent is planning for them.
Yeah.
Whereas at instant speed, or if it's on board, like on a creature or whatever, your opponent should pay attention to that and be able to expect it.
Okay. And they can be both, right? Like this could be a pump spell and a combat trick. I'm just kind of splitting hairs a little bit, but that totally makes sense. The instant nature of it all.
Yeah. But it also needs to it is tricky though, because I do like there are some where I would say typically I want power toughness altered.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not always the case.
Sure.
Based on the definition I gave, where either my creature survives a combat or I am able to eliminate a bigger blocker because of a card that I'm able to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would say when I was thinking about, what do I want? Because there's a lot that are tagged on Skyfall as combat tricks. what do I want out of them? I want to save my creature and or kill their creature, and or push extra damage through, right? And there's other little benefits too. And I want to do that at a low cost, at instant speed.
Yep.
But I think the important thing is, yes, I don't want to 2-for-1 myself where I buff my creature, but it still dies anyway.
Yeah.
But it trades, but I've just used my combat trick and my creature to kill one of their creatures.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. So I want my creature to make it through that.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're trading up mana value, right? If your 1-drop trades with the 5-drop and a card, I'm happy with that.
Sure.
But yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
It's not always the case where you want that to happen.
Yeah, but that's what I was looking for in mine is I don't want to 2-for-1 myself, but I want to keep my creature. There was an example that felt really bad in one of our most recent Final Fantasy gameplays. Well, I think it was in June. Our first game, I was attacking Billy with a big, 11, an 11, like 10, whatever, huge creature. He had another big creature, and I was like, I could trade with this on board. And then he had a combat trick. His guy survived. My huge creature died.
Yeah.
And that was.
I remember what the instance, but I don't remember what exactly happened.
I remember the combat trick, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But I can bring that up again. But it was just that example of like, that was such a good combat trick. We both had 2 huge creatures.
I remember that.
Very valuable. And then that combat trick made a huge difference. So just, these can be very powerful. Right?
Yeah.
They can turn the game around. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's go white first.
White, yeah. Let's go Wooburg order.
Okay. Age before beauty.
Okay, that's me, folks. I'm older. Okay, my number 1 for white combat tricks. There's some really good ones here. I think I'm gonna go. There's 2 really good ones that I love putting in all my decks, and I'm gonna take Crumb and Get It.
Ah, you love this one.
So it's 1 mana, just a white instant gift of food. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If the gift was promised, that creature gains indestructible until end of turn. I mean, I mainly just like it because of the gift. So I love the gift mechanic. So I like being able to use some politics and then also getting my creature to be indestructible. So I can pump it. So that instance we were talking about where like your opponent has a 5/5, you've got a 3/3. If you just had a +2/+2, you're trading, right, 2-for-1ing yourself.
Yep.
In this instance, you would be, your creature would survive because you'd give it indestructible.
Yep.
So it can help when +2/+2 is not quite enough to survive. It can give you the indestructible if you just give somebody a little food. I think it's really fun.
That's fabulous. 1 mana, +2/+2, and indestructible.
Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, I think that there's another mechanic that's not exactly the same, but kind of like a kicker cost type of thing where you can do this other thing and get an extra ability it's not always available to you. This one is always available. You can always give somebody a food. So this is always an option.
It's not,
which is good.
Dependent on another thing, like having a creature with like ferocious, for example, plus 4 power, whatever. No, I agree. I like that one for sure. I'm gonna take up the shield.
Yeah, that was my other one.
Yeah,
those were the 2 I was deciding.
Take up the shield is so good. 1 mana, 1 and a white for an instant. Put a 1/1 counter on the creature. It gains lifelink and indestructible till end of turn. That's so much for 2 mana. The counter is significant. It's gonna survive because it got indestructible, so it's gonna be buffed. And then lifelink. It's just very good. I think it outclasses any other thing you want to do. I mean, so your creature's going to survive for sure. Your creature's going to survive because of the indestructible. Hopefully it trades, right? Like the 1/1, the 1/1 might not be enough to trade off or kill that creature, but I think it makes up for it even if it doesn't.
With a life gain.
Yeah, with the life
that's a
link.
huge trade.
Yeah, it's good on offense and defense. Solid. I'm always happy to see it and play it. And that was the card that Billy played against me.
That was okay.
He played
Yeah.
Take Up the Shield.
Okay.
He blew me out. He gained like 7-8 life
That's right. He did.
and killed my one of my biggest creatures. So it was really good in that instance.
Yeah. No, that's a very good one. Okay. My second pick here is going to be a card that I actually didn't know about. But it's very unique in what it does. And it is Active Heroism. So it's 1 and a white for an instant. Untap target creature. It gets +2/+2 until end of turn and can block an additional creature this turn.
Ooh.
The reason that I like this one over some of the others, but even there's something specific about this, and you'll probably see a theme in my picks moving forward, that even those first 2 picks that we had cannot do. And that is deal with combat that doesn't involve you. So this can give you can do this to any creature on the battlefield. So it doesn't have to be yours. And I really like those kind of tricks.
Oh, that's cool.
Where if I'm not involved, I can make both creatures die potentially, right? So if my 2 opponents has an attack, and he's gonna he doesn't have a blocker, he thought he was attacking into a free attack, I can say, hey, I can help you if you'll trade this, untap your guy, block multiple things. Like, it's just so versatile and how it can be applied and where you can play it.
If they both die, that's like a 2-for-1 for you.
Yes, yeah.
You've 2 creatures off the board. You used 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll definitely see that moving forward. I love those where it doesn't have to involve me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Those are even sometimes more of a surprise and tricky because your opponents don't even expect that kind of stuff.
What was it called again?
Active Heroism? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Active Heroism.
2 mana.
2 mana, yep.
2 mana, +2/+2, untap it, and it can block an additional
creature.
That's sweet.
Yep.
Cool,
Yeah.
I like that.
What do you got?
Okay, my number 2 is going to be... I'm going to go Wing It. Wing It. 1 and a white. For instant, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Put a flying counter on it. Scry 1. This card is so cool. The flying counter is the biggest upside, I think, to this and the most unique effect. But again, flying counter is awesome. So hopefully, it survives combat. Great offensively. You attack with it. Give it the flying counter. Can't be blocked. Give it some evasion or block a flyer at instant speed. I think it's great, and then it gets that flying counter for its own turn for its own attacks.
Yeah, I really like the card.
It does not necessarily protect the creature too much with indestructible, but I think the flying counter is pretty unique and worth it.
Okay, my last pick here, I'm gonna go with quite an expensive card. And I think I'm going to start trying these kind of effects out more. This is called On the Job. It's 2 and white, so 4 mana for an instant. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn and investigate.
Okay.
There's a few of these.
Yeah.
This was the best one in terms of what else you get for that effect.
Okay.
So being able to get like an artifact for your artifact synergies or just being able to draw a card later for 2 mana. But I mean, this is not going to go in every deck.
This is more of a pump spell to me.
Yeah. Yes.
On the pump spell side of the combat trees.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I love that it's instant speed.
Yes.
And so if this is like a case where you have like 4 1/1s and they don't want to block, and so they just let them all through. And then you pump them.
Then you just pump
and
them
like
and they
12
take
damage.
Yes.
So like it can be massive damage swings.
I like
this
it.
kind of a card.
Yeah, I like that.
So if you're in the right deck that is going wide, I think this obviously will excel even more. whereas a single target pump would not do as much for those kind of decks. But a full team can be really overpowering.
It was +2, +1?
+2, +1, and then investigate.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, cool. For my last one, I think maybe I'll take. Ooh, well, I do want to talk about this one just based on that one that I had on my list, but I'm not going to take it. Is that okay?
That's fine. I'll allow it.
Second breakfast.
Okay.
Up to 2 target creatures get +2, +1
right.
and create a food token. So it's 2 and a white. It costs 1 less, but it only buffs 2 creatures, and you get a food. I like that one as one that pushes through damage.
Yes.
And you maybe trades up or whatever. So a way to buff, 2 creatures. Okay, but my last pick for a combat spell is going to be Moment of Valor. It's 2 and a white. Choose 1. Untap target creature. It gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Or destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. So I cheated. I learned from you.
Well, that's really good. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
So it's modal. It's a combat trick and removal spell. 3 mana. But man, the first mode, untap target creature.
I love those.
It gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. That is classic combat trick. You're being attacked. You're tapped out. Boom. Moment of Valor. Untap it. But at the same time, but I like the destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. But I was like, well, when would you just not do that at instant speed if you're being attacked by something big or whatever? But I don't know. You've got options. So,
I mean, the first person. So you pass your turn, right? And your creature's tapped. The first person is coming at you, but there's 2 other threats that are probably going to come at you.
Tap this
Untap
it. Now you have a
now
blocker.
You're gonna block all
for the
3
next
turns
people.
instead of just killing one of the things, right?
That's true. I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
One more I just wanted to talk about. It's the poor man's Crumb and Get It. Adamant Will. It's 1 and a white. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains indestructible. So it's Crumb and Get It for 1 more, but you don't have to give anyone a food.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, there's another way to do that, because I do think that's a really good effect.
Yeah, it is. Cool. Well, that's the whites.
Yeah.
Let's move into blue.
Blue. Okay, I'm first.
You're first.
What?
Dang it.
What? So, what do you want out of your with white? I wanted to protect my creatures, trade them, kill the other one, and that's fairly easy to do in white. Lots of indestructible effects. Blue is interesting. What can you do in blue? I want to protect my creatures. I want to manipulate combat. It's harder to. There's less indestructible than white. So, how do we protect? How do we, trick someone? I'm going to take Shore Up.
Yeah.
Number 1.
That was my clear number 1.
Yeah, Shore Up's so good. For 1 mana, instant target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Untap it. That's big too. So oftentimes it's played for the hexproof. Someone tries to remove it. You throw that on it, but it's still. I don't know. There's still applications for the untapping and the +1. So, pretty.
There is also now a second version of this.
Yes, that's right. Isn't it just the same? It's different. It's named different, but it does the exact same thing, right?
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same card.
I think it untaps it.
It's Final Fantasy card, right?
Yeah. So that's my number 1 for blue.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. Well, yeah. This has to be.
You got to get kind of creative with blue a bit, I think.
When I learned about this card, I went out and bought 10 of them foiled retro bordered. So this has got to be my number 1 pick.
Is this the one? I think I know this one.
Avenize.
Yeah. This one's.
Yeah. This. I played it recently.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So 2 mana, 1 and a blue. For an instant until end of turn, target creature loses all abilities and has base power and toughness 0/1. just a really good way to have an attacker that's just destroying everybody become nothing.
Turns into a little sheep.
Yep. And so another thing that definitely doesn't have to be like during your turn, during an attack on you. You can have it be an attack that's not even related to you at all. And it's just great. I really like it.
Yeah. It doesn't work great against equipment or +1/+1 counters, right?
Yeah.
But otherwise, like Death Touch or hit, any other triggers, it removes all the abilities. Like
I mean, another way you can use it not as combat, but like during someone's upkeep, if they've got like their commander has an activated ability that's just going to go crazy that turn.
Yeah.
Just upkeep before they get a draw, make them their commander into an 0/1 that has no abilities, and then they just kind of lose their turn.
I like it.
So yeah, versatile, cool art, retro bordered, fun.
Agreed. Okay, I am going to take. It's like I like that. So I'm gonna take Water Wings. 1 in a blue. Until end of turn, target creature you control has base power and toughness 4/4 and gains flying and hexproof. So I really like these manipulating power and toughness.
Yep.
It goes great with +1/+1 counters. It goes great with prowess. So, and this one gives hexproof and flying. So at least you're gonna have a 4/4 flyer with hexproof. Potentially bigger, so you can surprise block a flyer. You can keep you can protect your creature with the hexproof.
And that was 1 in a blue. Those 2 mana.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
1 in a blue, 4/4 flyer.
I didn't know this card existed either, so I'm going to take this one. It's very similar to Alvenize. So it's called Behind the Mask. And it says, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may collect evidence 6. So that means exile cards with total mana value 6 or greater from your graveyard. Until end of turn, target artifact or creature becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4/3. So similar to like making your creatures, any creature, like changing their base power toughness.
Yeah.
But if evidence was collected, it has base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn instead. So it's similar to the Alvenize effect, where if you collect the evidence, you can make something weaker. Otherwise, you could potentially make something bigger. So a small blocker bigger if you don't collect evidence, or a big attacker or blocker smaller.
Yeah.
If you are able to collect evidence.
I like those options for sure.
So it's more, you need to have some more setup with it potentially for it to be as versatile. But if it is, I mean, 1 mana to do that is great.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. Okay, my last pick, I'm going to go with Obria's Attendants.
Okay.
4 in a blue for a 4/4 or for a 3/4 flyer.
Oh, I know this.
It has an adventure. Desperate Parry. 1 in a blue instant. Target creature gets -4/-0 until end of turn.
Okay.
So I cheated a little bit.
No, that's not cheating. That's totally valid and fair. Fair play.
Thank you.
Yep.
So just combat manipulation. -4, so the creature turns into a non-threat. Maybe you can kill it, maybe not, but at least you kind of get away with. You save your creature, they do no damage, and then you get a 3/4 flyer later.
Yeah.
I had some other power and toughness manipulators and another hexproof thing, but mix it up a little bit, and these are kind of what blue does, right?
Yeah.
Combat manipulation, power toughness manipulation. Yeah.
Yeah. So for my last one, I'll take one of the hexproof ones. Saiba Cryptomancer. So 1 in a blue for an 0/1 Moonfolk Ninja with Flash. and backup 1 also has hexproof. So when you flash this in, you can put a counter on any creature you control. And when you do, that creature gains the abilities of this creature, which would be hexproof. So you can save
And a counter.
Yep, gets a counter and hexproof for the turn.
Yeah.
So plus it's an extra body to block with, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
so yeah, you get this flash blocker 0-1 to just chump block if you need it, and you can buff another creature and give it hexproof if you need to do that too. So just versatile, different things you can do with it. I would guess most of the time it's not going to be used so much as a like combat trick pumper. It's going to be to save a creature.
Yeah, it's more of a on the protection spell side.
But if you need it to, if you are getting attacked by multiple things, getting an extra chump blocker at instant speed is nice while also buffing another creature.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it always has hexproof, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. So if you have other ways of pumping it and like permanently giving it power toughness, it's just hard to interact with.
Yeah. You play the Saiba Cryptomancer, then you play Water Wings, and it becomes a 4/4.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue not known for its combat tricks, right?
Yeah.
So but there's
Especially
still some but there's still some applications for sure. Yes, especially offensively. A lot of it is defensive, right? Yep, agreed.
Yeah, I think there's still value in including some of those in your decks.
Are bounce spells combat tricks?
Oh,
No, they're removal.
that's got to be right.
Yeah.
That's more removal.
There's some of these that blur the line for sure.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go black.
Yep. Is it my turn first?
Yeah.
Okay. Easy. Well, there was 2 that I really liked.
What are you thinking here?
What
was your approach to black?
Yeah, black. Not a ton of. There is some like power, toughness, manipulation stuff. A lot of it though is a lot of it is death touch.
Yep.
It deals a lot with death touch
Yeah.
where it removes, which a lot of times will be trading, right? Not all the time will it make
Maybe.
your creature big enough to survive, and
Well,
it can.
Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
In that case, because that's what I was looking for. I was like, I want my creature to survive and kill theirs.
Yeah.
And I think-
Sometimes it can.
I think
Definitely
black can do that.
Yeah. The best ones can.
Yeah,
Maximum overdrive.
that's what
is
we're
my
doing,
pick.
right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we're doing?
Yes.
The best ones, not the worst ones.
Some of mine are the worst. So yeah, Maximum Overdrive is my favorite one, especially recently that I've been including pretty much in every deck.
Yes.
It's from Aether Drift, 1 and a black. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains Death Touch and Indestructible until end of turn.
That's the best one of the Death Touch Indestructibles
Yeah.
because of the counter.
Yep.
There's
for sure.
Is there 2 or 3 others that do this?
Yes, without the counter.
Right.
Yeah.
But same cost, Death Touch and Indestructible. This one just gives a counter as well.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty easily I mean, there's other things I do a lot, but I've been including this in almost every deck.
Yeah, agreed. Like this one's exactly like this one saves your creature and kills theirs.
Yeah.
So
And leaves behind and just improves your creature permanent for the rest of the game.
love it. Absolutely. That was high on my list as well. So yeah, play that one. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of grave flickers on this list.
Yes.
So which I like if they kill the creature.
Yep.
So they've got to kill the creature. You get yours back, and so it's a 1-for-1. You play the card, your creature dies, but obviously comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to kill the creature. So mine was I'm going to take supernatural stamina for that.
Okay.
Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains when this creature dies. Return it. So I want to buff my creature, block with it. I want to block with it, buff it, trade. It comes back.
Mm-hmm.
There's other ones that your creature comes back with a counter on it, but I want to make sure and kill that creature that's attacking me or whatever.
Yep.
That we're combating with. So I don't know if is there another grave flicker that gives death touch or something?
Oh, no.
That guarantees. Yeah. So,
The one that I have,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to take it, but it was on my list.
Yeah, sure.
I actually have it higher than that one.
sure, yeah.
It's the same card, but it costs 1 extra mana. So it's 2 mana, +2/+0. When it dies, return to the battlefield tapped. But you create a treasure with it. So it's fake your own death.
Oh, nice.
And so I
Same thing, but you get a
liked
treasure.
having the treasure for an extra mana. Just for other synergies, maybe. But yeah, as far as rate goes, that's probably the best one to hope to have a better chance of removing the creature
Sure.
it's blocking or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my Grave Flicker.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go number 2. Let's do Butcher's Glee. So this
Butcher's
is
Glee.
2 and a black.
Sounds fake.
2 and a black. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains lifelink until end of turn. Regenerate it.
Ooh, nice.
So it's kind of a Grave
how
Flicker.
much does it cost?
3
sorry?
mana.
3 mana.
So
Okay.
3 mana
+3/+0 and lifelink.
and lifelink.
And regenerate it.
regenerate
Ooh, that's cool. I like it.
So it's essentially doing something very similar to a Grave Flicker. It's just not ever leaving the battlefield and then coming back tapped.
Right.
It's just tapping while it's there.
Yeah. But if it dies, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you play that?
I have it in
Okay.
a couple decks. I've got it in Ozox. I've got it in another. I've put it in a couple decks. Yeah,
Nice. Cool.
mainly because +3 is great and lifelink is very helpful. As
Yes,
we've been
agreed.
seeing.
Absolutely.
So
Um
yeah, I like that one. It's a little expensive, but if you can afford to play it, it's fantastic.
yeah. Can I tell you my next card?
You may.
That's maybe better than that one?
I doubt it.
Scales of Shale.
I
Two
don't
and
know this one.
2 and a black.
Okay.
Instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. This spell
Okay.
costs 1 less to cast for each lizard you control.
Oh, is it from Bloomborough? Oh, cool.
So same cost, right? 3
Yeah, same
mana
cost.
+3 versus +2.
Yep.
Lifelink and indestructible.
Yep.
So you're probably going to kill your creature with +3, but you're probably going to kill it with +2.
Yeah.
And they both have lifelink,
Yep.
indestructible versus
Regenerate.
regenerate.
Yep.
So I don't know. You be the judge.
Yeah.
What's better, Scales of Shale or Butcher's Delight?
Butcher's Glee.
Yeah, just throw a lizard in there. You're fine. Yeah, I think they're both very similar, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I don't
Very
know.
similar.
Yeah.
How many? That was both. We've both done 2.
We both done 2.
Okay.
This is where things get interesting because there's a lot of cards that do similar things to what we've already mentioned. There's lots of Grave
No.
Flickers. There's lots of Death Touch and Indestructible. So if you want more of those, there's plenty. So I tried to get a little more variety
Yeah.
of effects.
I didn't. My 3 left all do similar things. Just worse. I think
Offer Immortality.
no.
That's another Death Touch Indestructible, but
Okay.
it doesn't have the counter.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go Toxin Analysis. So it's a single
Oh,
black
okay.
instant target creature gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. And then you investigate. So it
So you're gonna
definitely
trade.
trades,
Yeah.
gains you life, and you get an artifact.
Okay.
Investigate off of it.
Sort of 2 for 1 yourself, but you get some upside for sure. And if you're blocking with like a 1/1 or something or a token even,
Yeah.
you give that to a token.
Yep.
That's like best case scenario.
Yeah, for sure.
Gain
but
life.
it does 2 for 1, but it also,
You
for
drop
2 extra
card
mana, you
later.
get it back.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Similar one for me, unless you wanted to say something else about
Nope.
that.
That's
Tops-
the only weird thing that I'm just realizing is for each color so far, I don't think it's going to continue. I have chosen a card from Murders of Karlov Manor.
That's your favorite set. You've been saying that.
Yeah, I love Ravnica. I'm not a huge fan of murder mystery, but some bangers, some hidden bangers.
That's right.
Good combat
Great
tricks.
set for combat tricks. So my similar one would be Shelob's Ambush. For 1 mana, target creature gets +1/+2, gains Death Touch, and create a food.
Okay.
I'm just hungry, so
Yeah.
I don't want to draw cards. I
No,
wanna-
you just want to create the foods.
Yum, yum, yum. So it's going to trade. Maybe it survives because it does get +2. It is 1 mana, gets Death Touch. It's going to kill whatever, and it might survive.
Yeah.
So a little bit of more possibilities there, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, but my number 3 then is going to be not an instant.
Yeah. I think I know what it is. This was on mine.
Bladed Battle Fan, 1 and a black for an artifact equipment flash. When Bladed Battle Fan enters, attach it to a creature you control. That creature gains indestructible until end of turn, and then it gets +1/+0. And equip cost is 1. So 2 mana, +1/+0 indestructible. So hopefully you can trick them, block, kill it. Hopefully that's enough to kill the whatever is going on.
Yep.
And it sticks around for later use to buff a creature for 1 mana. So
Yeah.
sort of a different effect, but protection, combat trick, a couple of uses there.
It definitely decks that want that, like equipment synergy decks, artifact synergy decks for sure would probably prefer something like that will progress their game plan over a fake your own death or something like that.
Sure.
That doesn't that gives you a similar effect, but also gets another permanent type that you care about. So yeah, there's definitely decks where that's going to be even better.
I did want to just shout out one more in black. If you're looking to push damage with a black card, Howl from Beyond. X in a black. Target creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn.
Yes, that's such a cool card.
Yeah, it is. I like this in black. We're talking about protecting, trading, killing, whatever, but this one's the push damage. Hey, no blocks. Okay, well,
Yep.
I'm going to sink my 6/7 mana
Yeah.
and give my creature +6, and you're going to take more damage. So, if we're looking what we want from our combat tricks, that's one to push damage in black. Talking about pushing damage, let's talk about green.
Red.
Let's talk about red.
Let's talk about red.
Let's talk about pushing
And
damage.
you are first.
I am?
You are.
Let's go.
No.
Teamer Battle Rage.
Yeah, that's an easy.
Is that a
pick.
good one? So, yeah, 1 in a red. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Kabam. If you have a creature with power 4 or greater, it also gains trample.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's card's very good. Easy pick. I mean, that card's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's not hard to meet Ferocious. And then just 2 mana for double strike.
And trample. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing else that does both of those things for that cheap.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty obvious one there. What else can you say? It's good on offense, which it's best on offense. But
Yeah.
even on defense, you could, kill the creature with your double striker, with the first strike damage, and so you're not touched. So there's an application there.
Yeah. A lot of these too in red don't care if it's your creature. So
Yeah.
a lot of these
You
are
love
really
this.
good in that. Yeah. For that kind
Target
of
creature gains double strike.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get him.
2 mana removal spell in red, essentially. All right. My first pick, I'm going to take Siege Smash, which is cheating. It's got split second, so it's 1 in a red, split second. So as long as this spell is on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Just neat. But it says choose one. Destroy target artifact. Maybe you want to do that sometime.
Yeah.
But the other mode is target creature gets +3/+2 and gains trample until end of turn.
Nice.
So now we're into the red and greens where we're going to be getting bigger buffs and be able to push through damage
absolutely.
easier,
Yep.
even if they do block.
Yeah, that's what I want in red is how do I push through damage?
Yep. And so
Pump
trample
and
does it.
trample. Yep.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So +3/+2 that's a decent buff, and then trample is fantastic.
Absolutely. I love it. That was high on my list as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What do I take now? Let's go with I could take a similar one to Team or Battle Rage, but I already have a double strike.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Sudden Breakthrough. So this is more of a protect my creature / win combat.
Okay.
1 in a red, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Create a treasure token. So
Yeah.
yeah, the first strike. So I want to win combat. I want to trick you. These ones always feel so bad being on the receiving end. I think
They really do.
Oh man, it's brutal. You're like, oh yeah, I'll trade for your 3/2 with my 4/3, and then all of a sudden, or whatever, like vice versa, and then bam,
Yeah.
first strike, so you're just dead, and you're just like, oh, and then you're left behind with the treasure token.
Yeah. And that I love the treasure also. Just makes it even better.
Yeah. So sudden breakthrough is a win combat trick for me.
Nice. Okay. I will cheat yet again.
No, I know what it is.
And I'm going to take my favorite card from Tarkir Dragonstorm, my favorite common card from Tarkir Dragonstorm, and that is Seize Opportunity. 2 in a red, choose one, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards, or up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+1 until end of turn.
Very nice.
So
This one's pushing damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Granted, most of the time, I'm going to hope that I don't have to buff anybody's creatures until it gets to the player before me end step, and then I can just exile 2,
Yeah.
impulse draw, and use those on my turn. But if I do need to, if there's some threats out there that could get taken care of if I happen to play this, I'll gladly do that too.
All right, so it's your card draw spell. Got it.
Yep. The best card draw combat spell in red is my card draw spell.
Very good. Okay, my next one, I am going to take Whirling Strike. So this one, I think, does, sudden breakthrough plus pushes through damage. So it's a 1 in a red. Target creature gets +2/+0, gains first strike and trample until end of turn. So
There's no treasure.
no treasure, but trample.
Okay.
Sudden breakthrough doesn't give trample, so I'm trading the treasure for trample.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 5 times fast. So this is the push through damage. Pump and push through, kill the thing, and trample over it. Yeah, it's cheap. It does both, right? Hopefully keeps your creature alive, and then also pushes through damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
Yep. I don't know what I'm
What are you
taking
gonna-
my last one.
What are you gonna take?
I think
Does it start with a P?
no.
Oh,
I'm gonna take Blazing Crescendo. So it's 1 in a red. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card.
nice.
And this is also like another one where probably best to use not on combat that's happening with you. Just because it's not going to push through. It doesn't have trample or things like that.
Yeah, right.
So if you're using it on your own creatures, most like a +1 to your toughness isn't going to most likely save the creature. It could,
Right.
but it would be one of those instances where you do 2 for 1, but this does get to exile the card. So it kind of draws you the card too. So
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, but all these I'm just imagining playing them during combat.
Yeah,
Not on my
other
playmat. Yeah. So
Very interesting. I like that. I like your style. I just want to shout out Psychotic Fury. He has another great one.
mm-hmm.
Target multicolored creature gains double strike until end of turn, draw a card. Sounds fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Another double striker for cheap and pretty easy to meet that condition.
Yeah, for your commander it is, right?
Yeah,
There's not a lot of two colored creatures though, multicolored creatures in most decks.
That's true. That's fair. I was thinking commander.
Yeah. So that almost
Maybe
kinda
not every
says
deck.
target
Right.
commander gets
Yeah.
double strike. But
I like that
when
it
it
draws a
happens, you
card.
can do it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think red. There's lots of ways to buff power.
Mm-hmm.
I want that to come with trample though. You know,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yep.
So, that's what I was looking for. And yeah,
Yeah.
like Siege Smash is great. Whirling Strike, both trample. Yeah. Yep.
All right. The final color. Am I first on this one?
And the best color for combat tricks?
I think it's got to be.
Ooh, mama, there's some spicy stuff in here. You won't believe. Number one.
You will. They print it in every set.
Yeah, I want to talk about this one. Okay, go ahead. You're first.
I think it's that. Oh man, it's between two cards. And I put both of these cards. I cannot think of a green. If you go on my Mox Field, I do not think there is a green deck that does not have both of these cards in it.
Well, you can't take two. Hold on.
I know. I'm just going to take one. I'm going to take the one that I'm usually more happy to see, and that's Gaia's Gift. So one in a green, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible until end of turn.
Mamma mia.
So for 2 mana,
Oh my
you're getting a
goodness.
counter and then 4 keywords. And
So
it's just
good.
incredible. Yeah. The trample, indestructible, hexproof. I mean, that's crazy for 2 mana on an instant at common. That's why it's a couple bucks.
It's really good.
It's fantastic.
It's I mean, I'm looking at that versus Maximum Overdrive. Maximum Overdrive is the Gaia's Gift of Black, I guess.
It's missing 2 keywords.
It is. Reach is like half a keyword, I guess.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's true. Especially on offense.
and you're not. You're not. You're definitely not. You're rarely playing Gaia's Gift to block a flyer,
Yeah.
but it'd be cool. You know, it's not bad.
No.
It's there as an option, so that's also helps. But yes, Gaia's Gift is amazing.
Yeah.
But yes, I am protecting, pushing through damage with the trample. That's what I like to see it for most of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Me?
Yep.
Okay. Man, there's so many good ones.
I know. I have 5 that I really want, so I hope that you aren't on those same 5, and I'm stuck with my 6th for my last pick because my 6th is not.
There's
as
one
good.
there's one that I really want, but okay. I'm gonna take. I want to buff my creatures for 0 to 1 mana,
Yeah.
and I want to give them +4/+4.
That
for
sounds
one
good.
for 0 to 1 mana, I want to give them +4/+4. So I'm gonna take Invigorate.
Yeah. that's
Invigorate's
fantastic.
so good.
Yeah, it is.
2 and a green. However, if you control a forest, rather than pay Invigorate's mana cost, you may have an opponent gain 3 life. So it's a gift.
Yeah, it is. It's
a
like
gift.
a way better gift.
It's
too.
like food. It's like hey, cash in this food. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. So 0 mana, free spell, +4/+4.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want?
Not much. That's so
That's
good.
so good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess worst case scenario is you hit the person you just gave the life to, and they, take 3 less damage, whatever. This played out in one of our games. It was quite funny. I was
Yeah.
playing. I was on green. Rachel was on green. I played Invigorate to win combat. She plays Invigorate right back.
Yep.
It was quite brutal.
And she didn't
even gift me the life.
Nope. She just
She just hard
Paid.
cast it,
Yeah.
paid it, blew me out. So that was pretty rough. But it Invigorate's an awesome card that, yeah, I should play more. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. Okay. My number 2 is
Yeah.
going to be the 2-mana version of that, or 1. Vines of Vastwood.
Nice.
So it's 1 green mana, but it has kicker for a green. It says target creature can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control this turn. So if you just pay 1 green, it gives it hexproof. If Vines of Acid was kicked, that creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. So a huge buff, 2 mana, hexproof, and +4/+4. Yeah, it's just really good.
It is.
That +4/+4 is huge in
it
Pauper
is.
Commander.
Yeah, absolutely. One interesting interaction and the wording on Vines of Vastwood: target creature can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control this turn. So you play it on someone else's creature,
Yeah.
your opponent's creature even.
Oh, yeah.
Target creature
Shuts them
can't
off.
be. It's like Shroud.
Yep.
So if they're trying to do something to their own creature,
Enchanting it or something.
enchanting it, buffing it, whatever, you cast Vines of Vastwood on that creature,
Yeah.
and it cannot
Yep.
be targeted by your opponents.
Yeah, great.
So it's kind of a little, there's some use there.
for sure.
Someone tries to cast Freed from the Real on their untapper.
Yep.
You just Vines of Vastwood, and there you go.
Counter.
It doesn't happen very much
1
in our
mana
play
green
group,
counter
but
spell.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. My turn.
Your turn.
My number 2, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh man. Okay.
There's one I want. Don't take it.
Okay. I'm gonna take Aspect of the Hydra.
Nice.
Aspect of Hydra. 1 mana, +10/+10.
What?
Just kidding. 1 mana instant. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is your devotion to green. So in a mono green deck, which I love, it's gonna +10/+10. Who
Yeah.
cares? So this card is so cool.
It is.
It buffs. It has the potential to buff a ton. And this is the one where, you attack with like a 2/2, 3/3, whatever, trample, no blocks. Bam, Aspect of Hydra.
Yeah.
Just gets +5,
Hell
whatever.
from Beyond, but better because in green you're going to have more mana to
Yeah.
spend.
Yeah. So I think that's a really cool way to push through damage for cheap.
Oh, wait, not more mana to spend. That's devotion.
More
Hell
devotion.
from Beyond was mana. Right?
Howl from Beyond is mana.
Yeah, that's right.
Aspect of Hydra is devotion.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Plus, in green, like it's so easy to give your other creature, your creatures trample in other ways.
Yeah.
That all these buffs of like +4/+4, +10/+10, just are more powerful effects.
yes, because
their own.
you probably have trample in other ways,
Yeah.
and there's lots of like static, like your creatures with counters have trample.
Exactly.
Nylea's Forerunner, whatever, things like that, where
Yep.
your stuff's or it just comes with trample.
Yep.
Lots of
So like a
green.
+6/+6 in white would be really good, but it's not going to have trample usually.
Right.
So you're going to have to
Right.
find other ways to give it evasion. But green, easy.
easy.
All right, my last pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Gift of the Viper.
This, whenever I see this card, I always think of you.
Oh, because is that what I played against
You play it a ton, and it always, I'm like always mad to see it, but I'm like always like happy for you because it's so good.
It really is.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Read it for us.
Put a +1/+1 counter, a reach counter, and a death touch counter on target creature. Untap it for 1 mana.
Absolutely brutal.
3 counters on your creature, and you get to untap it.
This
for 1
blows
mana.
out.
It is.
combat
It is
so
a
much.
blowout card.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's so cool. The art's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. I think it's so
I should
much
have
fun.
taken it. What am I doing? What am I doing? No, this card is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, defensively, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes,
It's-
defensively for
it's-
sure.
you attack even with a flyer. Oh, you're wide open. You're tapped out, or you don't have any flyers.
Yep.
Bam. Oh, whoops. Guess what? I just untapped and I have reach and death touch and you're dead and now you're mad and
Yeah. I played it in that game with my brother, and I untapped my creature, gave it death touch when he attacked. Yeah, I still lost, but it felt good.
yeah. And the counters, right?
Yeah.
The counters are crazy. It has reach forever. It has death touch forever.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It is. It's for 1 mana.
I mean, yeah, go back to Maximum Overdrive, right?
Yeah.
2 mana, give a counter, give it indestructible, and Death Touch for the
Till end
turn.
of turn.
For 2 mana. This is 1 mana. Give it Death Touch permanently. The counter's the same, and reach counter.
Yeah.
And untap.
So it doesn't necessarily save it, but
No.
you're gonna have bigger boys in green.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yep.
That's such a good card. It's great.
Yeah.
Good pick. Good
Final pick. The final combat trick pick. What are you gonna take?
So darn it. I took off Snakeskin Veil off
that
my
didn't
list.
want mine. I have it on mine, but
Because I was like, this is a protection spell.
Yeah,
This isn't
it
a
is.
combat trick.
Yep.
And that's when you play it. You don't ever play it as a
Never.
protection or a combat trick. So okay, well, I'll double up. I'll go Might of the Masses.
Okay.
1 mana, instant, target creature gets +10/+10 till end of turn.
You just got all these +10s.
I found these. They're just laying there. If nobody wants this, I guess I'll take it. Might of the Masses, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature you control. So this, well, now that I think about it, this might be better than Aspect. Potentially.
In multicolored decks, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Aspect in mono green, fine. We'll throw them both in there.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. But yeah, in a go wide deck, Might of the Masses, just gigantic.
Yeah.
So again, another way to, hey, no blocks. Okay. +10/+10. Oops, you're dead. GG.
Yeah.
Yeah. For 1 mana,
yeah,
the potential
1
on
mana
that, the
is
ceiling
great.
on that is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other one that I had that I didn't know about before we did this is like the JV version of Gift of the Viper. Sudden Spinnerets. So it's 1 mana. Target creature gets +1/+3 until end of turn. Put a reach counter on it and untap it.
Oh.
So you lose out on the permanent +1 counter and the Death Touch counter, but you give it a bigger toughness gain so that it will probably survive.
Does it untap it, you said?
It does untap it also. So it gives it a temporary +1/+3, can block a flyer, and it gets untapped. So it's kind of the trade-off where this one would probably, your creature could survive, whereas Gift of the Viper, there's a chance that it won't, but it guarantees to kill your opponent's creature where this one might not.
Yep, I like that.
So
What about the ambush one? Leaping
Lord of the Rings.
Leaping Ambush. 1 mana, target creature gets +1/+3 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it.
That's exactly this card.
How does that come? Is that the same?
That is exactly this card. Target creature gets plus. Oh wait, no. This gets a reach counter.
Oh.
So this does get a reach counter.
For
So
1
this
mana.
is better. Same mana, yeah. So it's exactly the same, except
This does not
everything
get
is
a
temporary
counter.
on that.
Ah.
This gets a reach counter.
Okay, so if you got Leaping Ambush anywhere, play.
Yeah, get that out.
Sudden
Spinneret.
Spinneret. Yeah, that's what I
This
said.
is a picture of some mutant elk deer thing from
Oh,
Ikoria.
interesting. Okay, that's cool. So, an example of what's the opposite of power creep?
The opposite of power creep.
Power nerf.
Nerf, yeah.
An example of a nerf. They nerfed spinnerets.
Oh yeah, because this came out. Yeah, that came out after.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. So there's fun options. Combat tricks. Play more. They make the games a lot more interesting.
They do. And they're still viable after the rule change of assigning damage.
Oh yeah,
you
for
can't,
sure.
You can't blow them out as badly necessarily, but
Yeah, which I think is a good thing.
yeah, it
That always
that felt so
felt
bad.
So bad.
I'll order it like this, and then all of a sudden this guy's huge, and you don't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel
So-
bad. But I like ours. I like all of these.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys like.
Yeah. It's fun. Like I found some hidden ones. I'm curious to hear what you guys are playing.
Yeah.
I could be adding to mine too.
What are your favorite combat tricks? What are your favorite ones in blue? Maybe.
Yeah. Tell us some blue hidden gems.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
All right, let's come right back with 20 common questions.
20.
Don't
common
go anywhere.
questions. All righty.
Okay. Speaking of blowing out, I'm gonna
Oh God.
I'm gonna wreck you on this one.
All right.
All right, I have the
Ready?
card, and I am ready for your questions, sir.
Is it a permanent?
It is. Nice.
Is it Colorless.
Yes.
No way.
Wait. No.
I'll let you confer. The Oracle.
Dang. Yes, it is colorless.
Wow. Okay. Great question. Great question. Is it an artifact?
No.
Is it a creature?
No.
What? Oh, shoot. Is it a land?
Yes.
Oh, no. Does it tap for... Ah, boy. Hold on. Let me think of how I want to narrow this down. Does it have, aside from the mana ability, does it have does it do other things other than tap for mana?
Yes.
Okay. We're out of basic land types. That's good. Does it tap? Can it produce more than one color of mana?
No.
Ooh. Does it only produce colorless mana?
No.
Oh, dang it. What? What am I at?
8 questions.
Holy smokes. So it doesn't tap for colorless. And it doesn't tap for more than one. Oh boy. And it does something else. Okay. Was this printed in the last... Let's go 3 years?
Yes, it was.
Like for the first time, first printing in the last
No.
3 years. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what am I?
Oh, whoops. Yeah, last 3 years, no. Not first printed in the last 3 years. That was the question.
Yeah. Does it... Yeah, I don't know. Is it green? Does it tap for green mana?
No.
Does it tap for blue mana?
Yes.
Okay. Taps for
Ooh,
blue
very
mana.
Good. Is he onto something here, folks? Or is he
Does something else.
up a creek without a
Oh,
paddle?
I'm up a creek. Nope. Wait. Okay. Does it enter...
A spark.
Can it enter the battlefield? Okay, pause.
A spark
It's
of genius,
restarting.
perhaps?
Does it enter...
A spark of confusion.
If it's the first land you play for the game, is it enter tapped?
Yes.
If you have 3 other islands, does it enter untapped?
Yes.
Okay, good. Is there more than one of these? I want to say no. Was it first printed in Throne of Eldraine?
Yes.
All right. Is it Mystic Sanctuary?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
Man.
Mystic Sanctuary.
Very good.
Very good. 15 questions. Nice job. You got there. You were worried, but
I was.
I knew you had this.
Yeah, that was good.
Mystic Sanctuary is an island. It taps for blue. Mystic Sanctuary enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other islands. When Mystic Sanctuary enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Excellent.
Good card.
Great card.
Good job.
I got lucky getting colorless first.
Yeah,
It
you
would have
did.
taken me so
That would have
long to
been,
get there.
you know, 4 more questions or
At
whatever.
least.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then also
that was
getting
good.
color that it tapped for on its second guess. 'Cause That's
Yes.
another 3 questions.
Yes.
Yeah, I got really lucky.
Yeah.
That could have taken me a long time to get there.
You got there. Nice
Excellent.
job. Nice
Excellent.
job. And you got
Excellent.
land pretty quick too.
I got land
was
was
colorless.
Yeah, colorless. Oh yeah. No,
Colorless into land.
Into
Yeah,
land,
that
yeah.
was good. All right, next I'm going to choose a battle. You'll never get that.
I don't think I know the name of
There's
the
a
battle.
there's a common battle, right?
There are, yeah. Oh.
Well, study up on your battles, folks. Play along
No,
next
there's not.
week.
I don't
Yes,
know.
there is.
I don't think so. Yes, there is.
Oh, anything else? Vegas was so fun.
Vegas was a
Thank you for coming to
blast.
say hi.
Yep.
And I just want to say to my boys, you better watch this before you can watch anything else. This is your homework. So keep watching, guys. Thank you so much. And what's this? I think I found a little spicy. Stay spicy.